trade, if you're thinking about going short, if you're considering selling the market, you can sell it as it leads you down to the zone. But once it hits the zone, wait till it goes through it. Oh, there's a Trade Scalper signal here. This is a Trade Scalper short here. Let me show you how that works. To go short, we're going to go sell market
Order
if touched.
submitted.
Put a short signal here to go short. Now the reason for
Order
going short
filled.
is because it's on its way down to the zone, and once it hits the zone, that is my exit strategy. So let's see if it hits
Target
the zone.
filled.
Hit the zone. Hello everyone, today is April 23rd, Wednesday. I'm going to show you something with DayTradeToWin that focuses on manipulation. This is the roadmap software by DayTradeToWin. We included with accelerated mentorship where you can buy it standalone. Before we begin, remember that trading is risky. Please don't trade with funds you cannot afford to lose. So what we have here is the MES, the micro E-mini S&P, and you can see these shaded areas here on the chart. And what they are is areas of manipulation. Now these areas are formed in advance. So you can see that once the market hit this area right over here, the market immediately reversed off of it. Now the goal behind the roadmap, and we've had this software for many years, there's a lot of traders using the roadmap to filter out trades. The goal first and foremost is to filter out a signal. So if you had a signal here to go short, wait for it to clearly go through the zone before going short. The same thing is true if you have an opportunity here to go long, wait until it breaks through the zone before going long. Zones. I'm just going to go back here. This is the micro E-mini S&P. It's the same thing on the E-mini S&P. You can see that every time it hits the zone, which we know in advance, it pops and reverses off of it. The same thing is true here. The same thing is true here and here and here. So this is very accurate, and it's software that we use when we try to combine the methods. So I'm going to put here another strategy, the Trade Scalper here, which a lot of traders have the Trade Scalper software, and the Trade Scalper software is right over here, Trade Scalper version 4. There's nothing we have to do as far as settings. There's no optimization, which is a good thing. And now when I add here the Trade Scalper together with the roadmap software, we're going to see these signals. And so any signal that you take, whether it's the Trade Scalper, the Sonic, the Atlas line, the At the Open, regardless of the signal, we're going to make sure that there's nothing conflicting. And so that's the idea behind adding multiple signals and multiple opportunities to a chart to tell us, is there anything here stopping me from buying or selling at that point in time? So as an example, you can see here, right over here, that there is a short signal to go short right here. So as long as it's not happening over here, you can go short and you can still take it down for a good, this happens to be about 10 points. I don't recommend that, maybe 4 or 5 or 6. And the same thing here, if there's a signal that appears to go long right over here at the zone, we would wait. We would look for instead a shorting opportunity. And the same thing is true here. If you're going short, wait until it breaks through the zone before entering short. Now the market is strong, so on a 1-minute chart it may be a little bit harder because these candles are so large. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to switch this to a smaller variant. We'll go to a 30-second chart, give it just a second, and now we can see the same zones that we've seen previously, but now they have opportunities and signals to buy or to sell. So you can see that the market, as it came down, hit the zone, kept on going through it and stopped, and then the roadmap gave us a long signal. The same thing is true. The market hit the zone, started to reverse, gave us a long signal. So the roadmap gives signals. It's also a filter. It's a good example here. And then it reversed. I want to see what happens here on this example where if it hits this zone, we may see it live where it reverses off of it, and that way you can see how filtering a trade, if you're thinking about going short, if you're considering selling the market, you can sell it as it leads you down to the zone, but once it hits the zone, wait till it goes through it. Oh, there's a Trade Scalper signal here. This is a Trade Scalper short here. Let me show you how that works. To go short, We're going to go sell, market
Order
if touched.
submitted.
I'll just put a short signal here to go short. Now the reason for
Order
going short
filled.
is because it's on its way down to the zone, and once it hits the zone, that is my exit strategy. So let's see if it hits the
Target
zone.
filled.
Hit the zone. That means now this may become support. That's the purpose of the Trade Scalper. And you see, as soon as it hit that zone, it bounced off and it's starting to reverse. Now, I don't know if it's going to continue lower, but I know that this area right here will form a support area, support pricing for the moment. I can continue lower a little bit later, but this now is telling me that there's support, and I knew that in advance using the roadmap zone. So the way that I like to explain this and the way that this works is that as traders are selling and selling and selling, they're accumulating a position. And then once it hits the zone, they exit their position and take profit in a very large exit strategy. So you're accumulating a position, 1 contract, 2 contracts, 3 contracts, 10 contracts, and then when you are ready to take your profit, you exit at all 10 contracts, which causes... Want to learn more? Visit DayTradeToWin.com and get started with a free member account, which includes access to our trials, including the ABC software. Start learning the right way by using price action and avoid using conventional indicators. We offer unique strategies and proprietary software, including the Sonic system. Join Accelerated Mentorship and get instant access to all our software. Let's get you set up in the next training.